Hi there, I'm Katie Kazire, team leader with Usborne Books More, and I'm here to tell you about our favorite fairy tales. Whether you're a fan of The Big Bad Wolf or Goldilocks and the Three Bears, fairy tales are something that are just magical. If you have little readers, I absolutely love these listen and read storybooks because they allow them to read the story to themselves. One of the best things about them is that it only plays what's on this page, and it has the on-off switch in the back. So when they hit the button, it's going to read them exactly what they're looking at, and they don't have to worry about listening for a chime or knowing when to turn the page. When they turn the page, they can hit the button on that page and listen to that book. Or that page, I should say. So you can hear that it's read by this really sweet voice, and it's really wonderful. I give this book to my 4-year-old, and he loves flipping through it at the table and reading it to himself. I love that it gives them a little bit of independence and something that they can do all by themselves. So if you're looking for a few minutes of peace for yourself with one of your pre-readers, I highly recommend this book. Even kids that can read, it's still fun to be read to. Another series that we love is the Peek Inside fairy tales. I absolutely love Jack and the Beanstalk. It's probably my favorite one. I just love how it's done. I love these laser cut holes here and the little flaps throughout. It's just a really beautifully illustrated story. But if you have a favorite that you'd like to check out, we also have Cinderella, Little Mermaid. There's so many different titles. The Little Mermaid is really beautiful too. I love this one, and it has a little bit of a different ending than the traditional Little Mermaid, which I also love. So you can see that the illustrations are really fun. By far, my favorite thing are pop-up books. So when we came out with these really gorgeous pop-up fairy tale books, I knew that I had to go ahead and start grabbing them. This one is my favorite. It's the Three Little Pigs, and I love hearing children do the part of the wolf and the Three Little Pigs. It's like the best thing in the whole world. So if you like pop-up books, I would highly suggest these. They are wonderfully done, very, very detailed. Like you can see, check out that castle. It's amazing. Every page is well done, well thought out, and they're pretty durable too. I've been really surprised. We also have Cinderella and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. If you're more interested in just a traditional fairy tale book that you can keep on your shelf, I really like these Usborne Fairy Tales for Bedtime. It comes with this nice ribbon bookmark, so if you want to work your way through the book, you can do that. I always just let my boys, I'll flip through and say, these are the stories that are inside this book. You guys get to pick whatever you want, and I'll read those for tonight. It has Cinderella, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel, Puss in Boots, Snow White, Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood, Elves and the Shoemaker, Aladdin and the Magic Lamp, and the Three Wishes. And you can see that the illustrations are really pretty. And they're very sketch-like. I love introducing my kiddos to different illustrations and how the same story can be retold in many different ways. So yes, we have a lot of fairy tale books, but it's also just a really easy thing for me to reach for and say, okay, we're going to read 3 different ways to tell Jack and the Beanstalk, and then they can make up their own way, or we can add things that we would like to change. So I really love this one. Another great thing about this book, this one is great for grandma's house or road trips or travel. You can tuck this into your bag and you have all of these different stories and only one book to keep track of, which I absolutely love because I know it's hard in a hotel room or when you're traveling to keep track of multiple things. If you have an early reader, this one is my most suggested one. This is the Usborne Book of Fairy Tales, and it comes with Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Red Riding Hood, the Three Little Pigs, Story of Rumpelstiltskin, and Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And let me show you why this book is so amazing for early readers. They are going to read this top sentence, and you're going to read the bottom sentence. So while they're learning to read, they're getting to read their favorite fairy tales, and they're only responsible for a short portion, and then they get a little break. A short portion, and then they get a little break, which I found to be really helpful with my son when he would get tired of reading. I would say, well, I'm going to read the bottom part, so just read the top part. And then again, I love the illustrations. They're really fun and playful, and I love the selection of fairy tales that are included in this book. Okay, now to get down to the ones that are the most fun to read with all ages. I love these masked fairy tale books. We have Little Red Riding Hood, and then we also have Goldilocks. And one thing that I think is really cool about these is they're a little bit different. They come with these really cool masks that you can cut out. You can add string to them if you like. We just keep ours tucked into our book. It makes it really easy, and we take turns being the wolf or Goldilocks. And I love that they can take turns and that they can act it out, or they can just sit and listen. So you can see that the illustrations are a little bit different. Oops. A little bit different in this one. They're a little bit more modern and fun, and I love the way the text is laid out. It's really fun and interactive. It's really just a sweet book. These are my fave. And all of the endings are a little bit different again. So you'll have to check that out to see the ending. And again, with the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, let me just show you the illustrations inside for those. It comes with Goldilocks as well as the bear. So if you have a kiddo that got to be the wolf in that one, then they can swap. I know my boys don't always want to be the girl, but of course little brother always ends up being the girl. So here are the illustrations in this one. Again, they're modern and fun, and the text is playful and interactive. This is a great one for those early readers too. They can just read some of the larger text, can point to the words. It's really cute. So thank you for joining me. I hope you found a fairy tale book that your kiddos would love. I know mine love them.